Most people unknowingly let their mindset sabotage their success, staying trapped in limitation. But those who understand this simple shift can unlock a hidden power within, transforming their reality completely. But this will only happen if you are truly open to shift your mindset. In this video, I'll uncover the mindset shift that separates those who wait for change from those who create it. As we explore these 4 key principles, you'll begin to uncover what's truly possible when you align your mind with the life you desire. Each one reveals a hidden truth that will challenge how you've been approaching your life until now. And by the end, you'll know exactly how to unleash your inner power and make it work for you. But first, let me give you an example of why these 4 key principles actually work. It's a formula for transforming your reality, and each step will bring you closer to understanding how powerful your mind truly is. As we break down these 4 key elements, you'll begin to see how every assumption, every thought, plays a crucial role in shaping your experience. The real question is, are you ready to shift your mindset and unleash the greatness already within you? Imagine living day after day, feeling like something is holding you back, as if your efforts always fall short. You've tried everything, yet nothing changes. Opportunities slip away, and success seems just out of reach. But what if the problem wasn't external? What if the real obstacle was within your own mind, quietly sabotaging your every move? Now picture what happens when you make one simple shift. Suddenly, the barriers that once seemed impossible begin to crumble. Your imagination becomes your most powerful tool, and everything you desire begins to fall into place almost effortlessly. What changed? Now, by implementing these 4 key principles, you are going to transform your way of living. This is where most people fall short, and this is why you need to follow them. Many people go through life unaware of how their mindset is quietly sabotaging their efforts. They work harder, push more, and yet never seem to break through to the success they desire. The issue isn't in their efforts. It's in the subtle beliefs they carry. These beliefs act like invisible walls, limiting their potential at every turn. Think about the moments where you've doubted your own ability, where fear crept in just as you were about to take a big step. What if those moments weren't the result of external circumstances, but a reflection of the assumptions you've held deep within? Most of us unknowingly operate from a mindset of limitation, one that tells us success is always just out of reach. These aren't conscious thoughts. They lurk beneath the surface, directing our actions and reactions without us even realizing it. And here's the key. These thoughts are not true. They're stories we've been telling ourselves for years. The first step in making this mindset shift is to recognize where you've been holding yourself back. Ask yourself, where have I been sabotaging my own progress? What thoughts come up when you consider success? Is there a quiet voice inside that says, I'm not ready, or I'm not capable? These are the mental barriers that need to be dismantled. But how do you begin to shift these ingrained thoughts? It starts by changing the narrative you tell yourself. And here's where the power of assumption comes in. You don't wait for external validation. You begin by affirming your own greatness, regardless of the current circumstances. Imagine what would change if, instead of doubting, you assumed that you were already destined for success. That simple shift could change everything. Now, this is where most people stop. They may recognize the problem, but struggle with the solution. But the answer lies in a tool you already possess, your imagination. In the next section, We'll dive deeper into how your imagination can reshape your reality in ways you may not yet realize. Let's talk about your imagination, an often overlooked but incredibly powerful tool. Many people associate imagination with daydreaming or fantasy, but Neville Goddard teaches that imagination is the engine of creation. Every reality you experience begins in your mind. Think about it. The life you live today was shaped by the thoughts, assumptions, and images you held in your mind yesterday. Whether you were aware of it or not, your imagination has been painting the picture of your future all along. The question is, what kind of future have you been imagining? Here's the problem. Most people unknowingly use their imagination against themselves. They visualize failure, dwell on negative outcomes, and imagine worst-case scenarios. When you constantly imagine what could go wrong, you're aligning yourself with those outcomes. But imagine for a moment, what happens when you reverse this? What if, instead of picturing obstacles and setbacks, you started imagining your life from the perspective of success? What would it feel like to already have what you desire? This is the key to unlocking your power. By visualizing your ideal life as if it's already happening, you align yourself with the reality you want to create. But here's where it gets interesting. It's not just about visualizing outcomes. You must feel the emotions that come with that vision. The more vividly you can imagine and feel the experience of living in your desired reality, the closer you come to manifesting it. You aren't waiting for success. You're living it now in your mind, and the external world will eventually catch up. Many people struggle with this concept because they've been conditioned to believe that imagination is separate from reality. But once you understand that your imagination is reality in its first form, you realize the power you hold. Every time you engage your imagination, you're shaping the next chapter of your life. Now you might be wondering, how do I maintain that vision when life throws obstacles in my path? This is where persistence becomes critical. The imagination can spark a vision, but persistence brings it to life. In the next section, we'll explore how persistence in your assumptions is the key to lasting transformation. Now that you understand the power of imagination, the next step is persistence. Here's where most people falter. They give up too soon when external results don't match their inner vision. But Neville Goddard taught that true change requires unwavering faith in your assumption, even when the outside world doesn't immediately reflect it. Think of it this way. When you plant a seed, you don't expect it to grow overnight. You trust that with time, nurturing, and patience, the plant will emerge. The same applies to your assumptions. Once you've imagined yourself living from the end result, you need to persist in that belief, regardless of what's happening around you. This persistence is key to aligning your external world with your inner vision. But why is this so important? Our external reality often reflects the beliefs we've held for years. To see a new reality, you must first persist in the new assumption until it solidifies in your subconscious mind. And when you do, the world begins to rearrange itself to reflect this new belief. This step is often the hardest. It's easy to waver when life throws challenges in your path, but the key is not to allow those temporary circumstances to derail you from your assumption. The more you persist, the faster those external conditions will shift. Here's where the magic happens. When you hold on to your assumption despite appearances, you become the creator of your own reality. Your inner state no longer reacts to the outside world. Instead, your inner vision creates the world. Persistence is the bridge between the life you have and the life you're destined to create. But what if you falter? What if doubt creeps in? That's where the next and final element comes in: living from the end. The final and most powerful step in this process is living from the end. Neville Goddard emphasized that to manifest the life you desire, you must live as if that life is already yours. This doesn't mean simply hoping or wishing. It means fully embodying the state of your fulfilled desire in the present moment. Imagine this. What would your daily life look like if everything you wanted was already yours? How would you feel? How would you act? These are the questions that guide you in this process. Living from the end is about assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled and carrying that feeling with you every single day. But how do you maintain this mindset, especially when reality hasn't caught up yet? Here's where the practice of feeling is the secret comes into play. Your emotions are powerful indicators of the state you are living in. By cultivating the feeling of already being the person you aspire to be, you begin to shift your inner world, and soon, your external world will follow. However, this requires more than just occasional thoughts. It's about living in that assumption daily, letting go of the need to see instant results, and trusting that the universe is aligning everything in your favor. This practice is not passive. It's an active daily commitment to seeing yourself as already successful, abundant, and fulfilled. Now, some might ask, what if doubt creeps in? What if I can't hold on to this feeling consistently? This is natural, but the key is persistence. As we discussed earlier, even when doubt arises, your consistent return to the state of the wish fulfilled will override those moments of uncertainty. Living from the end is the ultimate demonstration of faith in your inner power. Once you master this, the changes in your life will feel almost effortless. Opportunities will begin to present themselves, obstacles will dissolve, and you'll notice that the world responds to your new state of being. So, here's the truth. The life you've always desired is already within reach, and it starts with this mindset shift. You don't need to chase success, struggle for it, or wait for it to appear. It's about realizing that your success is already here, within you. By recognizing where your mindset has been sabotaging you, using your imagination to shape your future, persisting in your assumptions, and living from the end, you unlock a power that can transform everything. This isn't a theory, it's a proven path to transformation. The moment you embrace this shift, your life will begin to change. The barriers that once held you back will fall away, and the reality you've been imagining will start to manifest. The real question is, are you ready to live from this new mindset? What's your next step? Are you ready to shift your mindset and unlock your inner power? You've just taken the first step in shifting your mindset. But stopping here would be like planting a seed and never watering it. Everything you've learned will only take root if you continue the journey. In the next video, I'll show you how to strengthen and maintain this new mindset through daily affirmations. Without this next step, the transformation might fade. So don't let today's insights go to waste. Watch the next video and keep building your new reality.